Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is Thursday, October 10th. And let me tell you, these last couple days, it has been Jesus take the wheel. Two pretty difficult days work-wise. Have done no stitching or diamond painting. You can see I'm back in the library, so I have a couple things to show you. We're going to talk about the chair because there had been developments. First, I'm going to actually take you in to my office and show you my new office chair. So the office chair I've had for a couple years, and it worked well. I want to say I paid like $250 for it. I had it from Staples. But then I wound up putting like I had a back cushion on it, I had a seat cushion on it, and every time I sat down, I had to adjust these things. And it started to just become a giant hassle, and the chair wasn't comfortable anymore. So when Bill and I were in Costco last week, I think it was last week, we saw an office chair. They had a model already put together, and I sat in it and I really liked it. It's a Lazy Boy brand, so that makes sense, right? It's black. It's like that. I don't know if it's real leather. It doesn't smell like real leather. $150. Perfectly reasonable for an office chair. The arms fold up, which for me is a big deal because the way my desk is set up, my keyboard tray pulls out. So if I have a chair where the arms can't flip up, I can't get close enough to the keyboard tray. So that was a big selling point. Well, while I was sitting in it and we were looking at it, a couple walked by, and I think I might have told you guys this story. The guy said, "That is the most comfortable chair that I've ever owned. I've sat in it for 8 hours a day. It's been fine." I have used the chair for the last 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday, because we went on Monday and got it. We came right home. Bill put it together. He's really good like that. He does stuff like that immediately. And let me tell you, when I say that it has saved my back, I can't even tell you how much I love that chair. So, and I'm gonna, I even turned the lights on in here someday. Someday I'll be able to actually sit there. Okay. So, office chair. Here it is. So, as you can see, it's very smooth rolling. The arms go up. You can put them down. Let me try to do that. I'm holding the tripod with, I don't want to hurt myself. The arms are, it's not there. There's one down. But it is, what I also love about it, it's a wide chair, meaning I sit, my whole body is in it. And my knees come right to the edge, which is nice too. Like my legs, a whole bunch of my legs are not hanging over like in my other chair. And then, like I said, it is probably the most comfortable office chair I've ever owned. Costco, $150. Fantastic. Okay. So before I tell you about the chair and what I've been reading, because I have been reading, I wanted to show you a little update on Charles and Oscar and Penelope and all of that, because they have decorated a little bit for Halloween. So there's their Halloween rug. There's a pumpkin with some candy in it. Let me bend down this way. There's a pumpkin with some candy in it. And Oscar's a cowboy. No, that's Charles. Good God. Just please excuse me. It has been a rough day. Charles is a cowboy. Oscar is a witch. Look at his little witch hat. Are you kidding me? Did not get anything for Penelope, but I do have a Christmas stocking for her already. Yeah. So they have been reading Everyone Here is Lying by Sherry Lapina. Love that book. Mad Honey by Jodi Picoult, which I love too. But yeah, is that pumpkin not like the cutest thing with the candy in it? Are you kidding me? But yeah, they're ready. They're ready. And their iced coffees are gone. They are back to hot coffee because it is getting chilly here, which I absolutely love. So they are doing fantastic. I have not done anything else to the library. It is done. To the mini library, I should say. It is done. I do have some little Christmas decorations for them and stuff. So, and then once I'm able to sit in here, I will probably periodically like turn on this light, turn on the little fireplace for them, enjoy this library with them. Yeah. So let's get you back up on top of my balancing act here, which I need to actually probably just get like a regular tripod that stands, but this works. I actually moved my library books. I have my library books. Let me show you. Library books. See the bottom shelf of that side table? I actually put my Bible there because I'm going to show you. This is what you're balancing on. This is now my library book table. So this goes in that corner right there. So it is a good stack for me to balance the tripod on for filming out here, because I like to film out here. The light's nice. The atmosphere is nice. Yeah. Okay, so before we talk about books, we'll talk about that last. Let's talk about the chair, because if you remember, I had canceled the order because when I checked the date last Friday, it changed from October 12th to November 27th, and I was just done. So I canceled the order. Bill and I went to Value City on Saturday to try to see if we could buy the floor model. They said the manager wasn't there. We actually thought the guy we talked to was the manager. And the whole experience just kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. So I just didn't know what I was going to do with the chair, but I knew I had to like give it a rest for a couple of days because it had just taken over all of my thinking. And, you know, if you've ever thought about the times that you have tried to manipulate, cajole, just strive and push for something, it never works out. At least for me, it seems like when I let stuff go, that's what happened when I met Bill too. That's a funny little story. I was on Match.com for like a month. I had talked to a couple guys. I went on one really horrible date and then I was done. I said, you know what? If I can't meet someone organically, it's not going to happen. I'm just going to be by myself. My stepfather was trying to set me up with some of his friends. That's a no. My dad was trying to set me up with people, and I'm like, Dad, I can't date. Just me. No judgment here if you date much older guys. I don't want to date someone that's my dad's age, and that is one of my dad's friends. That's a no. That's a hard no. Good intentions, but no. So I had just sort of resigned myself to being single for a while. I had been single for a year. And I want to say, like, I was ready to cancel my account because at that time, I don't know how it is now. You know, we didn't have smartphones, so we didn't have the app. It was on the computer. It was getting ready to expire. And I went in, and at that time, you could wink at people. And I used to get winks from people that I was not attracted to, let's put it that way. And I saw a picture, it came in, and I'm like, that guy looks familiar. And it was Bill. And I was just in the mindset of just decline, because you can decline a wink, right? Well, he wrote me back. And he's like, well, that's fine that you declined it, but did you used to live in blah, blah, blah? And he listed our neighborhood. And I'm like, who is this? And then I figured it out. And I messaged him back and we exchanged phone numbers. Because we were just like looking to catch up. Because we had, grown up across the street from each other. Hung out in the neighborhood, during middle school. Like, it wasn't a romantic thing. But then we went. And I met him and his daughter. We went bowling, and he asked me out for dinner that night. And then here we are. So I had let it go. All of that to say, I had just let the idea go of trying to force finding a mate. And that's when it happened. So I just told Bill, I'm irritated with this whole thing. I just need to let it go. So Monday, was it Monday? My dates, the days just blurred together. Yes, it was. So Bill had a doctor appointment that I went to with him, and we were because we were going to go to Costco afterwards to get my office chair. So put this into perspective. We go to the doctor, we go to Costco, then we go to Value City because we were in the car talking, and I'm like, why don't we try going back to Value City one more time and seeing if we can't buy the floor model, if we can't talk to an actual manager? And Bill said, you know what? Even if we can't buy the floor model, we're going to buy the chair again. And I was like, what? He's like, you love that chair. It's the only one that you've liked. He's like, you'll get it eventually. And I thought, you know what? He's right. It has to arrive eventually, right? So already I was letting go of the idea of a date, of getting it at a specific time, just being okay with, I'm going to get it eventually. And the reason why, I mean, I really love this chair. First of all, it's blue. It is blue like this blue, maybe a little darker, but it's like a really pretty blue. It is dual motor, like the one I have in my office, which I love, 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 because you can control the back. You can put the foot out without the back going back. Love that. So we go into Value City. Immediately we ask for a manager. Okay, go to the back. There's customer service. This guy comes out, and it wasn't the guy that we thought was the manager. That guy was actually a salesperson because we saw his picture up. They had all these awards. So he actually was a salesperson. So yeah, we were wrong about that. We explained the entire situation to the manager. He's like, the only way I can sell you the floor model is if it's called a drop shipment or a drop something. And so he went in the back and pulled up the stats on the chair. He said, I'm sorry, I can't sell you the floor model because if we sell you the floor model, then people can't see the chair. I totally understood it. It was worth a shot though, right? Now you also have to keep in mind that when I bought the chair, it was $599. With tax, it wound up being $667. The chair online now is $800. The chair in the store is $700. It was $699. And so Bill says, okay, we're going to buy the chair again. And when he showed us the stats of the chair, there's like 3 colors for it. There's the blue, there's like a cream color, and there's a white. It showed how many were ordered and how many were left of that order to purchase. He said, first of all, I always advise if you're buying a piece of furniture, never order online if there's a physical store that you can go to. He said, always come in here and get a dedicated salesperson. Big, huge learning lesson. So I didn't know that. He said, because when you order something online, it's just girls or guys behind a desk just processing your order. You have a dedicated salesperson that is going to track your order, right? Because, they work on commission. So he says there's 28 of the blue chair coming and 13 are still available to be purchased. And it showed the date of November 26th. Now, he said, I am very confident that that chair is going to be here on that date because the chair is in like the amount is in double digits. And Bill and I looked at each other and I said, okay, I mean, they can't guarantee that, right? So he leads us over to a salesperson who, by the way, is amazing and very, very nice. And they honor the $599 price. They gave me the chair for the second time for the price I had originally paid. So I was very Happy about that. Appreciated that. She rings it all up. We pay. And she's like, I'm going to give you my cell phone number. She said, I keep up on my sales. And if something changes with the due date, I will be the one calling you. Okay. And what was so funny was we're walking back because in this value city, you have to go to the back to like purchase the stuff. She says, well, it could also be here before November 26th. I literally busted out laughing. And she looked at me and smiled, and I was like, I've just been given the runaround with the date for this chair. I said, they changed it twice. I said, so when you tell me it's going to be here earlier than November 26th, you can understand my reaction. So we get back there, we purchase it, we leave, we come, and then we go to the library because I had to return a book and pick up a book. So Bill really carted me all around town on Monday. And when I was telling my dad the story the next day, he's like, yeah, Bill doesn't even want to hear the word chair for like a month. And it was so funny because Bill was like, I'm chaired out. Got you that chair again. Got you a new office chair. Like, I'm done with chairs, right? Now, I knew in my head that I'm still going to check the website every single day because then I'll know when the date changes before the salesperson probably. So, mind you, that was Monday. I checked it yesterday, and the date now says October 26th instead of November 26th. And I was like, huh? It's going to be here a month earlier? And I told Bill, and he was like, really? And I said, was our order like the catalyst for these chairs to get here? It just seemed too coincidental, right? Maybe it was just me letting go of it, of getting it, that now it's coming. The universe is like, oh, now I'm going to give you the chair. So I check it today. It now says October 16th, which is next week. I was like, are you kidding me? What? I'm not even holding my breath. It could change. It can change any old time. So who knows? But you guys will be the first to know when the chair comes. So, and what was nice too was Tuesday, I had the refund for the other chair in the account. So at least all of that is like even Steven now, right? I know, it's just, I was just so afraid I wasn't going to find a chair because when I went around in June, I went to like 4 different stores and I probably sat in 20 chairs. I mean, what? And yeah, I was going to try to look maybe for a love seat, but this chair, I love this chair so much that's coming. So fingers crossed, right? Fingers crossed. Okay, reading, because I have done nothing else. And let me tell you, there is nothing more wonderful than at the end of the day when everyone's in bed, sitting downstairs with a book. Yeah, that has been what I've been doing in the evenings. I don't stitch or diamond paint anymore. I read, and it's quiet, and no one's messaging me or wanting something from me. It's glorious. So, I finished the other day What Happened to Nina by Dervla McTiernan. Oh man, let me tell you, this is a parent's worst nightmare. The daughter goes missing and she's 20. She goes missing. The last time she was seen was with her boyfriend. An investigation ensues. You get perspectives throughout the book of her parents, her mom and dad, and even her younger sister who is 15. And then you get the perspective of the boyfriend's parents, his mother and father. Oh man, oh man, oh boy, oh boy. And how it like wraps up and winds up and what happened. If you like, I wouldn't say this is necessarily a thriller. It's definitely a mystery. I would term it more on the mild side. It's so good though. It's so good. And you know, I think this is why my favorite genre is like psychological thrillers, because for the most part, you can believe it. I like to read stuff for the most part because I like time travel books too. But I like stuff that I can believe can happen in real life. This could happen. Has happened. Like I said, it reminded me of the Gabby Petito story, but it's not anything like that. But yeah, highly recommend. So that's a library book that needs to go back. Then I started, so I debated whether to read, because I have 7 library books still to read. Now I had 15 out at one time, so I have plowed through that pile, but still have 7. And I have like 3 on hold that one's coming close to arriving. I wanted to, because this was my book of the month for October, I wanted to start Frida McFadden's The Boyfriend. I love this book so much. I started it last night and made myself go to bed because I knew I was going to have a difficult work day today. I love her books. So many people dislike her. To each their own. That's why reading is so wonderful. There's tons of books out there. I have gotten into the habit of posting on my psychological thrillers book group. Like I'll take a picture of me holding the book and say, OMG. I did 2 posts. I did one yesterday and one today. Both times people comment and are like, I couldn't get through this book. I hated this book. Why do we even comment that? If I don't like a book, I don't comment about it. And people are like, well, you should, because that would tell somebody else not to read it. It doesn't mean because I hate the book that you're going to hate the book. That's not what that means. So I just ignore those comments. I love this. It's so good. And I mean, I have been commenting to myself all along, like, what? Yeah. Now, there were people that commented on my post that said, oh my God, you think you know who did it and you don't. And I'm always wrong. I am always wrong with guessing who the killer is or whatever. No, I'm just not that good. I don't want to guess it. I'm trying to savor this. So I read a little bit when I had some breaks today. I am on page 109 and I still have a ways to go, but I love that now Book of the Month has her books because she is coming out with another book called The Crash in January of 2025. Yeah. Now, Amazon had Prime Days the last 2 days, and I actually found 4 books that were discounted from like $13, $14, $15 down to $7. So I bought 4 books off of my wish list. This was one of the books. Now, this was not, I bought this book last week before the Prime Day thing. You remember the book I read, The Wrong Neighbor by Caleb Crowe? He's only written one other book. He's writing his 3rd book right now. And this one's called The Girl in the Painting. So I had to go and get this one because this is also a thriller. So the premise says, Robbie is a kind and loving boyfriend as long as you obey the rules. Celine is excited to be starting a new chapter. She has moved away from home to begin her first job as a school art teacher in a quaint Yorkshire village. Life gets even better when she meets the wild and untamed Robbie, with whom she starts a relationship. Robbie is unpredictable and impulsive, and Celine loves the excitement he injects into her well-ordered days. But Robbie soon reveals the dark side. He becomes more and more domineering, and Celine finds herself trapped with a man who needs to control her every waking moment. Her only escape is through her artwork, but even there, in the shadowy corners of her own paintings, lurks a disturbing truth she cannot decipher. Desperate to escape from Robbie, Celine turns to an old family friend, Michael, for help. But Michael has secrets of his own, secrets that entwine with Celine's past in shocking and sinister ways. Yes, sign me up. So, I will be reading this at some point. I have a bunch of books. I'm going to have to read a library book next because I need to get through that pile. But yeah, so I will show you guys the other books I get when they come in. They're coming, 3 are coming today, and I think 1 is coming tomorrow. So the next time I do a video. But yeah, I hope you guys are all doing good and getting stuff done and reading and all of that. You know, I will always love my crafts, cross stitch and diamond painting, but I think reading is my first love, man, because I have read since I was a kid. You know, I've read before I ever did cross stitch or diamond painting or any of my other crafts. There was nothing like picking up a book and diving into someone else's story. I'm glad that I love reading and just love it. So, okay. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.